I'm a beginner YouTuber. I started posting in February of this year. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I went from this to this, and why this is the biggest camera upgrade I'll ever make in my career. I recently just finished a 30-part YouTube series with nothing more than my iPhone 13 Pro. Over the years, I've recorded thousands of workout, training, health and fitness and educational videos using nothing more than a smartphone that's in your pocket. I can confidently say that I'm battle tested when it comes to using these devices, and in this video, every comparison I make to the Sony ZV-E10 and the Sigma 16mm f1.4 lens will be coming from my personal experiences using smartphone cameras. First off, let's talk about white balance. Literally a make or break in any shoot, and something smartphones struggle with far too many times than I can count. I've had countless situations where I would record a video and the footage is completely unusable, even in post-production. With the Sony ZV-E10, I have complete control, manual control of white balance. And this therefore allows me to have consistent and accurate colors from scene to scene, doesn't matter the lighting situation. Low light performance is yet another major challenge for smartphones. For those who don't know, this is often how you can encounter grainy and blurry images in your footage. Even with the iPhone 13 Pro's main lens, when recording in my gym for example, every single video had grain embedded in it, which only got worse the more I zoomed in for edits. This Sigma lens though is the best in-slot low light performance lens that you can attach to this camera. The f1.4 aperture allows me to capture considerably more light than any smartphone on the market, resulting in more brighter, crisp, accurate colors and grainless footage like the one you see now. On the topic of light, I'm willing to bet my entire channel that every single person watching has at least one video on their phone with lens flares littered all over the footage. Here are some prime examples on my camera roll from over the last month alone. These lens flares occur when light sources directly hit the lens, causing scattered light reflections. These unfortunately are baked into the image and are a major drawback for smartphone cameras. This Sony and Sigma combo, however, thankfully does not suffer from this issue, and as an extra assurance, I'm able to attach filters and lens hoods. Now for something the iPhone 13 Pro actually did pretty well in was the ability to shoot in 4K. It produced pretty decent quality video as seen in some of these examples, but again, this is where my camera excels. The ZV-E10 actually captures footage in 6K, downsizing in camera with a final output of 4K. This, as you would expect, produces high quality, more sharp and high detailed footage, and when zooming in, still retains almost the same quality. Shooting manually and having full control of your camera is another major drawback of any smartphone I've ever used. This is particularly important, especially on YouTube when you want your video to have consistent visuals from start to finish. Unfortunately, because everything is automatically calculated on your phone, this is impossible. When you exit your camera, your settings even reset back to default. It's no surprise though that every single point and shoot camera, whether it's compact or professional, allows you to have dedicated manual control over every aspect of your video. Which leads me into my next point, color grading. Now this is one of those things that simply is or isn't part of your workflow. You'll either care or really not care about post-processing your footage. With my iPhone 13 Pro, I was super limited with how far I could push a video that was recorded from its camera. If something looked off, I would either have to accept it or spend an hour in post-processing trying to edit it to look like how it should have in the beginning. With any APS-C or full frame camera like the one I'm using now, I have complete freedom and flexibility to color correct as I please. This includes, but is not limited to, playing around with things like color, saturation, shadows, lighting, contrast, and the list goes on. This was something that was not feasible on my iPhone unless I was using something like ProRes. Which leads me to my next point, storage and file transfer. The absolute death of me. The amount of times I've run out of storage space on my phone and I've been stuck in a situation where I'm uploading to Google Drive a single 1 minute, 10 gigabyte file of ProRes footage is more times than I can count. I've had to delete things in a hurry that I didn't want to delete. I've had to spend hours going through my settings, figuring out how on earth all my storage space was being eaten up. Well, my new camera setup obviously addresses these issues with the interchangeable memory cards, making the entire process more smooth and convenient, saving me hours, sometimes up to 12 plus hours having to upload to the cloud and re-download back onto my PC. There was never a more frustrating experience than running out of storage mid-shoot. Or was there? Introducing, ladies and gentlemen, the almost non-existent autofocus outside of anything that does not resemble human eyes. The amount of times that my phone was out of focus from the main subject and the amount of times I've had to tap the center of my screen, I'm bloody surprised I don't have carpal tunnel in my index finger. The ZV-E10 thankfully has some of the best autofocus I've ever seen. It also has something called a product showcase mode, which allows me to hold something up to the lens, bring it back down, lock back on me, bring it back up. Hot diggity damn. Something else that's also pretty damn hot, look at this. Bokeh. Depth of field, facing focus, background out of focus. Look at that. I'm able to achieve this pretty much with the lens. The f1.4 aperture allows my face to be in focus with the background to be buttery, smooth and silky. Smooth? Smooth and silky and out of focus pretty much. The iPhone 13 Pro on the other hand has never been able to give me anything nicer looking than this. Yep, pretty miserable, I know. You best bloody bet that I'm about to get the best looking gym videos that you've ever laid your eyes on YouTube. Finally, the most significant upgrade, and why this is hands down the biggest camera upgrade I'll ever make in my career, the sensor size difference with the ZV-E10 and the iPhone 13 Pro. My camera is an APS-C sensor, and the iPhone 13 Pro is a 1/2.55 sensor, which basically means the upgrade is almost 15 times bigger in comparison. 15 times bigger. Even if I upgrade to a full frame camera, that's only a 2x jump. Even if I upgrade to a medium format camera, which is the biggest commercial camera you can get, that's only a 6x jump. Think about that. So, there you have it. That concludes my reasons why this will be the biggest camera upgrade I'll ever make in my career. I hope you learned something. All affiliate links will be down in the description below for everything I purchased in the video if you'd like to get your hands on anything. And you may as well slap the subscribe button for a yearly supply of gains.